Have you ever met people who are overzealous? How do they make you feel? Or maybe we are the ones who are overzealous and drive other people crazy. Or maybe we even hurt them unknowingly. Because often we might not even know that we're feeling that way and we're behaving that way. Because I know at times I don't. I could get easily excited or enthusiastic about things and I could lose myself. Psychologists describe overzealous as a person who is showing too much energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause, idea, or objective. So is being overzealous good or is it bad? Actually, Paul from the Bible is a great example of being overzealous. We read in Galatians 1, verses 13 and 14. You have heard, no doubt, of my earlier life in Judaism. This is Paul speaking. I was violently persecuting the church of God and was trying to destroy it. I advanced in Judaism beyond many among my people of the same age. So I was far more zealous for the traditions of my ancestors. We know that because of the Jewish traditions and legalism, Paul was persecuting and killing Christians. He thought he was doing the right thing. And that's why he put his energy to persecute Christians. Paul was overzealous for the cause he believed in because of the tradition. And we have all kinds of traditions too. In our day, Paul would have been called a fanatic. Yet we don't need to be killing anyone to be overzealous. For often, when we are overzealous, it means we are trying too hard. And trying too hard at times could hurt other people in our lives, at home, at school, at work, in our relationships. It's okay to be zealous and passionate about things or work hard, but if or when we are obsessed about something too much, or we live and breathe those things, then it can become unhealthy. So the first step is to check the motive of why we do what we do. What are the things that we relentlessly pursue, and why do we do that? Are we doing it because of wanting to please someone? Or do we truly believe in that cause? However, at times we might believe in the cause, but what if that cause or our belief is against the Bible or against Jesus' teachings? Because if it is against the teachings of Jesus or against who Jesus is, then our overzealous behavior and emotion could cause more harm than good. Because only when Paul found out who Jesus was, he started to change. People saw difference in Paul's life. And they said about Paul, what we read in Galatians 1, verse 23, the one who formerly was persecuting us is now proclaiming the faith he once tried to destroy. Paul not only was not fanatic anymore, instead he gave his life to Jesus and he allowed God to work through him. Paul was proclaiming Christianity and Paul was zealous for God. He became God's vessel. The second step is to channel our enthusiasm into a greater cause instead of being a pain in people's lives. And all of us can find a different cause that is dear to our lives, dear to us. Let us look at what makes us tick, what makes us joyful. What kind of people do we have a soft heart for? And once we know that area, then we could make a difference in those people's lives. We can help, maybe for example, underprivileged people, or look after orphans, adopt an elderly, help the depressed, the needy, and the list can go on. As Paul allowed God to work through him, from being overzealous and fanatic to being zealous for God's cause, we can do the same. God has given us abilities and possibilities, but we need to find out what they are and then allow God to work through us. Let us stop being overzealous that we behave crazily. Instead, let us be zealous for Christ and allow Him to work through us. So, are we willing to stop our crazy, at times overzealous behavior for the wrong things and allow God to be His vessel?